Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chicago. We got bright sunshine here. What's today? Thursday. Here, hold on. Yeah, January 23rd, 2025. Now we're 19 degrees. Isn't it amazing? It was 25 degrees when I was walking to work this morning. We had cloud cover and snow. And now we got this bright sunshine. And the temperature's actually dropping as the sun comes out. But hey, we'll take the sun. What's really the difference between 19 and 25? It's still cold. Hey, Tony, how you doing there? The Unruly Julie Reed, thanks for tuning in there. Prince, how you doing there? Yeah, welcome to the Lunch Bunch, everybody here. We'll head up. Well, I'm going to head over to the Riverwalk because I saw there's ice forming on the river. It's been forming for a while now. And here, I'll show you the lower level streets here. We'll go down to the lower level here. We'll start this video. I'll hold on to the railing so I don't slip on the stairs. You know, we show this from time to time. I just posted a rerun from a year ago where we walked down here. It was the same time of the year. And, you know, you need to get out of the rain. Sometimes you can go down to these lower levels here along Michigan and Wacker. And we talk about how, you know, why these causeways were created. This is the more closer to the actual ground level of Chicago when you're on Michigan Avenue, crossing the river there near Wacker. You're not really on the ground. It's hard to tell because you see the buildings, the storefronts, they match the upper level, and then they use this for loading dock access. If you've seen the Blues Brothers or Batman Transformers, they use these. That connects to Wacker Drive there. I'm just using it to get across the street here, and we'll head back up and head over towards the Riverwalk. They're doing construction on the Riverwalk. Normally I would walk up towards the Wrigley building and we would go down there, but since they're doing construction, we'll go a slightly different way. Hey Eileen, how you doing there? Daryl, who else am I missing here? Chris, thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, Blue Island there. Thanks for representing Blue Island, the southern suburbs there. So we got sunshine, 19 degrees. Welcome to Chicago, Michigan Avenue. What time we got? 11:58. Yeah, I started a few minutes early today. That's fine. We'll get across here. And we'll head over towards the Riverwalk here. We'll go by the Pendry, the Carbide and Carbon building here. Sharon, how you doing there? Yeah, it's getting colder. We were warmer this morning than we are now. Look at the nice Chicago Automobile Association building. I'll keep focused on it here as we go by. And yeah, if you go inside there, they got a, well, here, I'll just show it to you. Picture's worth 1,000 words. I know we've gone in here many times before. Some of you tuning in, you might not have ever seen this. There's the Mather Tower behind there. Look at the reflection there. We're getting there. But see the Chicago Motor Club. This used to be a precursor of the AAA, American Automobile Association. You see the emblem right there, Chicago Motor Club. Look at this beautiful Art Deco detailing here. It's almost like fantasy in here. I'll kind of go quiet here. Look at this amazing map they got. I hate doing it. They got the Route 66 route here. This is, of course, the restored lobby at Hampton Hotel. This is a great option if you want to stay here. There's a Hilton Garden Inn here. They restored this, and they got this. This is a true map from the 30s. The original map showing how the routes, Route 66 included. And see how they got a old Model A car. I think it's a Model A, I'm not for sure. And there, they got the national parks there. Look at those elevators. This is the restored lobby of the Chicago Motor Club. Look at that detailing there. You can go up to the second level there. So I'll keep on heading over to the Riverwalk here. I just wanted to show this. There, we'll go right down. There's people getting their transportation there. Chicago Motor Club, 65 East Wacker Place. That's where that. See, they got all these terracotta and these concrete panels that are in the building there. And I'm so happy. When I moved to Chicago in the late 90s, that building was vacant. And now it's a hotel, and they added on to it. Glad it's being used here. So here we're under the 17th Church of Christ Scientists. There's the Jewelers building. They use that in the Transformers movie too. Blow it up. Here we'll, hey, they're doing a live broadcast there. You want to be on TV? Hey, he's standing on the box there. That's good. So they're doing a live shot there. Yeah, so we'll head right across here. How you doing? So here, I'll run and get across Whacker Drive here before the light changes. And we'll have to cross over there. There's the Wrigley Building, the Tribune. See, we're seeing it slightly different here. Different perspective. Hey, Heather, how you doing there? Mary Therese. Bender, how you doing there? John James, thanks for tuning in there. Welcome everybody back to Chicago. Again, it's getting colder. It was 25 degrees when I walked to work. And now that car was really itching to go. I know it's frustrating dealing with somebody like me crossing the street. I'm looking at the camera instead of looking where I'm going. The perils of live streaming are legion. One day I'll get run over. But here, look, there's the George Washington, Haym Solomon, and Robert Morris. You ever heard of Robert Morris College? There's a statue to him. This statue was put here by the Masons. Okay, so here, let's head down to the Riverwalk. Let's see if the river's frozen. I got to hold on to the railing here so I don't slide down the steps here. Vietnam Veterans Memorial here. We go by it all the time now. We're seeing it middle of January here, end of January. Ice at work, you got it. There's ice everywhere. Welcome to the land of the ice and the snow. There's the Marina Towers there. It's corn, the frozen corn cobs. And here, I want to be respectful of the people that made the ultimate sacrifice here. The Vietnam War Memorial here. There's the Trump Tower. IBM, well, it's now American Medical Association Plaza. There's the Marina Towers. And here's your frozen river. Okay, we're going to get some good footage of what the Chicago River looks like in the coldest part of January. Usually January, early February is when we have our coldest temperatures here in Chicago. And yes, the river does freeze over. The lake does freeze over, at least near the land, not completely over. Usually it doesn't, but the lake's starting to freeze over. We've had several days where we really haven't gotten above freezing. And we're getting colder now. Look at that. Hey, Denise, Christopher. Yeah, look at the frozen river there, Julie and Christopher. We're seeing the frozen Riverwalk. Nobody's in the hot tub boat today. You need an icebreaker. You need a hot tub icebreaker there to go out there. Yeah, no boats today. Yeah, you know, there are icebreakers in the lake. Some of those lakers are icebreakers, but they don't usually come in here. I've seen boats break up the ice if we can catch it after that. Hey, Alvin there. Krista, thanks everybody for tuning in here. Yeah, welcome to the lunch bunch. This is good. So here, we'll head around here. We'll keep on going here. Yeah. So here, there's the, we're going underneath State Street. Yeah, the river's ice. Yeah, I mean, Christopher, does the East River, or I don't think the Hudson River ever freezes over. It's too large. But does the East River ever freeze over? I guess it probably doesn't because it's part of the ocean, right? I mean, it's the sea level. It's probably really hard. But I guess it has happened before as the East River, I'm sure the ponds in Central Park freeze over. That's why I showed people ice skating on the North Pond there in Lincoln Park. And that was from last year, but now people were ice skating on it this year. It just kind of got all bumpy. And yeah, Titanic icebergs. We'll go past the Eastland disaster where, of course, it wasn't ice that caused that to sink, but ice is what caused the Titanic to sink. Yeah. So you gotta never say something's unsinkable. You know, the hyperbole will get you. Karma's a bitch. We know this. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. You don't go up there. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, the water knows. The water knows the rain. How you doing there? Yeah, so here's the, yeah, underneath the Marina Towers here. Welcome to Chicago. We got 19 degrees. We're walking by the frozen Chicago River. And, you know, when it was really cold, it wasn't completely frozen yet. Now we got enough momentum that it's starting to freeze, and it breaks up, and then it refreezes overnight. You see there's some open water under the bridge here at Dearborn Street. We just went by the old Tiny Tap here, I think, or River City Winery, one of these. I get them confused. Over on the Chicago Riverwalk here. We got 1207. And hey, Lorraine. Yeah, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Am I miss anybody here? Yeah, Denise. Monkey Business Photo Booth. How you doing there? What you doing in the photo booth there with the monkey? That's awesome. I like that name. What a nice name. Yeah, karma's a bitch. You got it. Be careful. Be careful. Karma will come back to get you. What goes around comes around. There's the Tiny Tap. So that was the City Winery we went by. Here's the Tiny Tap. We're on the Chicago Riverwalk. I'm not going to stay on here the whole time. We'll head back up into the loop. I'll probably go down LaSalle Street. I heard some news about the 311 South Wanker building. Actually, somebody responded to one of the videos I posted a long time ago where we went in that atrium, and that building might be sold, or it's under contract that people are going to sell it at a loss. And there's even talk of possibly demolishing it. It's a 65-story high-rise commercial building. I can't imagine. It was only built in like 1990. I can't believe they would tear it down. They want to use the lots next to it for housing, which makes perfect sense. They're building the 78, so there's a lot of residential being built in that area around the old post office. Here we're by the Riverwalk here. Thanks for checking it out here. Yeah, golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and that includes, you know, Christopher, you know too, what we have to deal with in the comments sometimes. Sometimes people, I'm just like, man, when did everybody become so rude? You know, it's getting better. We had 1,000 people, over 1,000 people on TikTok, and I give kudos to my moderators, because even if there was some crazy trolling statements in there, I didn't even see them. And it's either due to my moderators or the comments fly by so fast when you get that many people in the chat, it's not even useful. I'd rather have just 40 people in here because I can actually read what people are saying. That's why we'll continue to post content here on YouTube. And it has value here, and we need to live stream on multiple platforms, as we know. And look at the flag Zuckerberg's getting now. I'm more free to talk on YouTube about, anytime I talk about political stuff on TikTok, it goes nuts. And I've lost people here every time I talk about political. Some people, again, you don't have to agree with my opinions. I respect other people's opinions. I know the people that tune in, you're all different backgrounds, people from all over the world. People come things from different perspectives. And so I know I respect your opinion. Please respect mine. That's all it is. I'm not trying to promote one political party over the other. What works for me might not work for you, but I'll be critical of the billionaires, Zuckerberg and Musk. And isn't it amazing? Zuckerberg's getting major blowback now because, you know, the conspiracy theories about him trying to take over TikTok. But, you know, and they're right. You know, if you followed Joe Biden, automatically you get transferred over to Trump. And people were surprised that they're suddenly following Donald Trump now on Meta Facebook when they didn't intend to. And so you can easily remove that if you want. But then people are like, are you doing this on purpose? You know? And imagine if you ran a social media company, anything you do is scrutinized, including any hand gestures you make in political speeches. Elon, anyone. And it cracks me up how so many people will fall over backwards defending that guy when he's a grown-up man that runs a... I know he suffers from Asperger's. I respect that. But it doesn't give him a pass to... If you flip the camera off and someone doesn't buy your stock, that's on you, you know. And you can't, if somebody gets offended, even if you don't, like me, if I say something that offends somebody, that's on me. Even if I didn't intend an offense, same with Elon. You know, so here, 12, 11, 17 degrees. Look, it's getting colder. It was 19 degrees just 5 minutes ago. Now it's 17. Why is the temperature going down in the middle of the day? I guess the...
No, honey, what it is, it's the sun blocking the building.
That's so, it, yeah.
So like if you're in the sun, the degrees is going to go higher.
That makes sense. It was 25 this, thank you. Thanks for talking, I appreciate it. It's good. Yeah, she explained it well there. It's the sun's blocking. That's why it feels like it's getting colder there. See, nice friendly Chicagoans. They're just helping out. You heard me talking there. There's the Salesforce Tower. There's the L going by here. It's hard to see. We're heading into the sun. I'll try to get to the other side of the street there so we can have a better view as we head down towards the Board of Trade here. There it is. So here we'll leave there's the Merchandise Mart. Yeah, they can always listen to something else. I agree, Julie Reed, and that's what I tell people. YouTube's has gifts you can send. Hey, that's great, Denise. Thanks for letting people know. That's good, yeah. Hopefully Christopher's getting some gifts there. So we're gonna cross the street here. Here's the view down to the Board of Trade. We're gonna head right down that direction. The view gets better the closer you get. I'm just to make sure I get in the shadows behind, because that sun is so low in the sky that it's going to be hard for me to film heading south here, but I think I can do it on this side of the street. The great canyons here of the loop, and we'll get a better view of the construction of the Thompson Center they're redoing for the new Google here. Hey, that's good. That's good news about the gifts there. See, it's getting better all the time. Yeah, people can always get their own platform. You can put your chat on slow mode. Oh, that's good. That's good to know, Christopher. Thanks for the good advice there. That's good. So I'll look into that. So there's a Chicago alley. You can't even see the top. If you just joined, we're in Chicago. We're on South Street here, heading south. We'll go all the way down to the Board of Trade here, and then I'll see if I get to the 311 South Wacker building there, because we can talk about the potential redevelopment of that site here. And there sounds like a train's pulling into the Clark and Lake Station here. Let's see if we get one coming this way. Oh, it's going that way. It's going around. So here we're about to cross here. Yeah, super chats. That's a good thing. Thanks everybody for the. Thanks, very lucky guy. And there's always there. You see, that's where we kind of started. We were over there by the Prudential and the Aon. Now we're over by LaSalle. But earlier we saw the ice chunks there on the river there, and there we just crossed underneath Lake Street here. The L tracks here. LaSalle Street, and there's the Thompson Center under construction. They removed the curtain wall. It used to be the State of Illinois building, the Thompson Center. Now it's going to be the new Google office headquarters, a major investment. We're thankful to Google and Alphabet for doing that. As we stream on YouTube, hey, do I get bonus points? Yeah. I appreciate everybody's support. You guys, you support me by watching both on YouTube and TikTok, and we almost, look how close we came to, and we still might lose TikTok. It's not over, and they just got to delay. There's a little wider alley. But here we'll head south on the South Street. We'll go by City Hall and see what's happening in the loop here. 19 degrees. Hey, what would Helman Jan think about all this? The architect is one of his showpieces. But contrast it with the neoclassical City Hall, Cook County building here. It takes up a whole block. What a large City Hall here we got. And here's where, if you need the Secretary of State here, if you need to renew your license, the Department of Motor Vehicles, the DMV, is right here across 160 North LaSalle, right across from the Cadillac Palace. There's the orange line heading north there on Wells Street. And here's the Cadillac Palace here. Theater here, the Allegro Hotel, 312 Chicago, that's the area code. And there you can see the Thompson Center there, the curtain wall. and we'll keep you updated on the progress as this keeps going here. And we'll head down LaSalle Street here. Hey, K Closet, how you doing there? Hey, how's it going, Lorene? Thanks for tuning in there. I didn't get to wish you a happy new year. Hope you're doing good there. And you guys get a lot of snow. Mike Overstreet tuned in briefly last night. He told me you guys got like a foot. That was like after New Year's of snow. But I guess it's probably melted down. My dad got not that much, but thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, you did. Thanks, thanks, Julie. Julie, you know Lorene there, my Aunt Lorene. Thanks everybody for tuning in here, and we're heading down LaSalle Street. We got 17 degrees. It's getting colder. It was 25 degrees when I walked. Hey, Lorene, I had over 1,000 people in my TikTok live stream this morning. Thanks again to all my moderators. I think it was just the snow. There was little light snow, just barely covering the ground as we walked in. And since my connection didn't cut out, we actually were able to build upon that. We walked all the way to the bean, but it actually peaked. It peaked when I crossed the river. People tune in to see the Wrigley Building, the Tribune, the crossing the river there, the iconic center of the downtown Chicago there. People recognize that. Even if they don't know Chicago, they're like, what's that building? You know, that's a nice looking building there. And they'll figure out where they're at. Look at so here we're at LaSalle and Washington Street. Here's City Hall. And hey, there's the Cadova right here. You got the time right there, 12:17. That's nice here. Here's looking, oh, there goes the L train. There's the pink line. There's the pink line. There's horns. Somebody was pulling out there, that's why. Pete, how you doing there from Hazlet, Michigan there, yeah. Yeah, the river was beautiful with that ice, with the snow. Yeah, the ice, little chunks of ice. So we might check it out again. Here, I'm just kind of trying to get across the street here. We'll go. There's nobody coming here. Oops. And here's the link station here. This will a busway that'll get you over to the commuter train stations here. Look at these beautiful buildings along LaSalle Street. These Art Deco. Look at those step backs. The density of the, there used to be such a concentration of financial services here, but of course it's all been replaced by electronic trading algorithms. The stock market never goes down now. I'm joking. It's like, it's all just set up so the billionaires will never lose their fortune. It's great. I'm joking, but we'll see how long it lasts. They thought that in 1929 too. Here's and that's when the Board of Trade was built. That was built in 1929, right before. And it's amazing how these buildings, just like the Empire State Building, there was many more buildings planned that were never built because of the financial tumult of the stock market crash, and then it became a banking crisis, and then it became a true depression where if it wasn't for World War II, we might still be in it. I'm not joking. I mean, I'm speaking hyperbole here, but you know what I'm talking about. It was really a big funk. Really made people question capitalism. But hey, capitalism's back. The billionaires have won. It works for them, so we have to work for them. Here's wow, look right in the middle. They got this tower. It's not even on the corner. Just right there, this is Madison Street here. Here we'll see how we're heading straight down LaSalle Street. And see, at one time they would build right on top of the buildings. They would just add extra floors, and they've done it on many, like that building, other buildings. And there's the St. Peter's and Chains, St. Peter's in the Loop Church. We'll go by there on Ash Wednesday. There'll be lines both ways of people expressing their faith there. Here's Bank of India. See all these banks. There's a residence in there. Chicago Title and Trust Company, 10 South LaSalle. Your 401k? Yeah. 100,000. It took several years. Yeah, that shows you very lucky guys. So hopefully we won't have to go through that again. I remember I lived through the Great Recession. My 401k became a 201k. And that's why they went to such great lengths to do the quantitative easing, all the maneuvers that the Federal Reserve did, 0% interest rates for a decade almost, or like 1%. And so everything is still kind of skewed because of that. It's really skewed because of what happened during the pandemic. And we'll see if we do continue to have this soft landing, or if asset prices are overly inflated as well, because it happened during the housing crisis. Housing prices rapidly deteriorated and there was nothing anybody could do about it. And the same could happen with equities. If the bond yields get above 5, 6, 7%, people will get a guaranteed rate off of just, remember when people just used to have savings account and would get interest? It's much easier to sleep at night than risking it all on Elon Musk tweets and Bitcoin. There's the AT&T building there. There's the Board of Trade. Here, let's head over this way. We'll go over which. This used to be the AT&T building. Now it's something else. All these corporate branded towers changed their names. And hey, Pete, you got 3 inches of snow. Yeah, in Michigan. Yeah, see, we got. Yeah, I hope it doesn't happen again. Very lucky guy. I'm a cautious pessimist. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope you are able to retire. I hope all of us are able to retire. Here's the, I'm just pointing out my personal opinion here. Here's the top of the Sears Tower, 1,400 feet tall. There you can go to the observation deck on the 103rd floor of this black building. Even though this looks taller, that's much taller as Chicagoans know. You see the smoke coming out of it here. We'll go over to Wells Street. What time we got? 12:22. Hey, look at the snow here. The nice freshly. No one even walked in there. You can make fresh footprints here in the little park. There, $18.24 parking special. Hey, the Jewish United Fund, the Jewish Federation's in this building. Here comes the L train. Let's get the L train coming by here. Yeah, look at this. Here comes a orange line heading through the loop here. Look at the little snow coming down. So the trains are still running, everything's still working. When it gets really cold, they have to burn the switches. They actually, especially the Metro switches, they'll set them on fire. They're the little grease, so they won't freeze, and they can switch the tracks. And they got to do it for the CTA. L sometimes too. There's some of these. There. Look at that building. That kind of references the old Masonic temple that we've lost. There was an historic skyscraper over on State Street that looked like that. So what's shaking there? Hey, Dolores. Let's see. So now we're on. Are we on Monroe Street? No, I think we're on Monroe Street. We'll find out once we get over here. But here's this. This is 1,000 feet tall. This is 1,000 feet tall, this building here. It used to be the AT&T building. I don't often show it. I used to enjoy walking through the bottom there. The corporate security, see how you can walk straight through there, and there's big atriums and stuff. But since it's a privately owned business, real estate tower, the corporate security doesn't ask me several times not to film in there, so I don't walk through there now. I used to think it was part of the pedway, but it reminds you some of the pedway is privately owned corporate space that is not truly public, and you don't have a right to be there unless they allow you to be there. Here's the Sears Tower. Yeah, let's head over here. Here we're on Franklin Street here. So we'll head over to Wacker and then I'll reverse this. I just want to talk about the 311 South Wacker building. We don't come over this way unless there's like a bridge lift or something. Sometimes we go down to the Sears Tower. Sometimes we go over to Union Station. But they're still got Union Station under construction. Look at this atrium. It like floats above the building. Yeah, it's actually, when you drive in the parking garage, you actually drive up that ramp. So when you drive, where this car came, you go up, it goes around, and you go up, and there's parking underneath there. Isn't that amazing? And look at the lush. Oh, look at the bamboo. They got the lush tropical bamboo. They got the little fountains there. Hey, that's a nice lobby. I never noticed that. We'll have to check out that lobby sometime, especially in wintertime, until they kick me out. They're the same with that. They got trees on the inside. The Lloyd building there, 111 South Wacker. Let's see if we can get across this. Well, maybe we want to cross the other side of Wacker here. Here's the Mercantile Exchange. Chicago still has the largest futures market in the world, even larger than New York City. And it's because the Board of Trade used to be commodities. So it used to be because it still is. It's just all electronic now. It used to, the old days, you'd see the people with the color-coded blazers and badges. See, that goes down to Lower Wacker Drive, where that guy's walking there. You go down to Lower Wacker Drive. So here there's the Sears Tower. See, we're on South Wacker here. Hey, look at that plane. Wow, that plane just flew behind that building. That's always freaky when you see it. Yeah, we'll walk down towards the Sears Tower here. We got 1227. That's wild. Wild Chicago. There used to be a show called that, Jay's Chesky's Wild Chicago. I think that's what it was called. There was another guy that did it too. Wild Chicago. I think, Jen, you should eat. A lot of people know her that watch my channel there. She live streams to Chicago just like Jay City Walking Girl. She has some footage from the old Wild Chicago in the 90s when she was showing some of those clubs like Medusas and Neos and Crowbar and all these old clubs that we've lost when people used to actually dance. We've lost dancing. There, we're on Wacker Drive here. We're going behind the Sears Tower here. Get this view of the full height there, 1,400 feet tall, 110 stories. The observation deck's on the 103rd. You can go up there. Of course, many people have asked me to go up there, but I'm too cheap to pay the $30 or whatever it costs. But maybe we'll do it someday. Usually if people come into town, a lot of my relatives want to go up there. It's usually when I go up there to show them. But I don't know if Lorraine, did we go up there? I know that was a while back there. You guys were in Chicago, I guess, when NSYNC was in town there. We went to the Hard Rock. They're talking about closing down the Hard Rock restaurant. Remember we went there? With the big guitar there. They're talking about closing that down. They already closed down the Rainforest Cafe. See nothing last. I'll keep you posted on that because we walk through there sometimes on our way home. There's the Sears Tower. Hey, Ruben, how you doing there? Thanks, Travell. How you doing there? Yeah, when it gets warmer, wait till it gets warmer. Here, we'll cross the street here real quick before the light changes. Now, here's what I came down here to talk about. That's the 311 South Wacker building. You see that? That was built in 1990. And what else happened in 1990, 1991? People that are as old as me or older, you remember there was a small recession at the beginning of the 90s. At the end of the Bush the first administration, there was a recession at the beginning of the 90s, right when Bill Clinton was taking office. And that building was built right at the end of the 80s, like 1987 to 1990. There were so many buildings built in Chicago and other cities that it was overbuilt, so it was never really filled. And there was planned to be 2 other towers, but they never went through with that. Around 2014, see, we're going by the bottom of the Sears Tower here on Wacker Drive in Chicago. We're talking about the 311 South Wacker building, which is immediately south of this. Actually, if I go through here, we can go right through the courtyard here. Let's see if we can do this. We'll walk through the bottom of the hey, there I am. How you doing there? We'll go through the bottom of the Sears Tower here. So if you go up there, you got to go through security. We'll go down to the food court here. So if I lose my connection, stay on here. We'll get it back. We're underneath 110 stories of glass and steel here, so sometimes it doesn't work as well as we like. See, they got Sweet Green. This is the food court for the Sears Tower. They just added this in the last 5 years because they redid this whole side of the building and added a food court atrium. And here we're seeing it at lunchtime. If you just joined, we're in Chicago. We're in the Sears Tower at the bottom here. So if you want to get to the sky deck, you go down. See, that's how you get to the sky deck. They got the color museum. And see, there's several levels down there. You know, you go all the way to the bottom to get to the where you buy tickets to go over to the sky deck. Here, we'll go past the Do-Right Donuts and Chicken. Yeah, people are just having lunch here. A lot of people still work in this building, Sears Tower, or the Willis Tower, whatever you want to call it. I think Willis loses its naming rights. And look how you look up, you can see straight up through the glass there. And hey, we got some sushi-san. You can sit right at the bar here. Look at all these people getting sushi-san. And see how you got this nice get out of the cold here, go into this atrium, have lunch. The sunshine still comes through. And here, we'll head straight out the door here. Yeah, look at that. This nice courtyard here at the Sears Tower. So back to the 311 South Wacker building. So a developer, I think the name's Murphy. They're talking about buying this. I think they have an option to buy it for $70 million. Yeah, $70 million. That's a steal, because in 2014 it sold for $302 million, and the demand for commercial real estate is so low in the Loop since the pandemic because so many people work from home. They want to develop this lot, and there's one on the other side. Remember, we've gone in that atrium. If you go to YouTube, I went in an atrium, and that's what prompted me. Somebody told me that they might tear this down. I really don't think they'll tear this down. This was built in 1990. They'll probably reuse it. They'll probably try to do some adaptive reuse and associate it with the housing. Look at these whirligigs with the 311 South Wacker. It's being sold for $70 million to Murphy, and they're going to work with this other developer. I can't remember. It starts with an H. You can go to the Tribune. They got a whole article about it. They got several articles about it. That's how I found out about it as well. Besides the person that mentioned it. But see, they're building a lot of housing down there in the they call it the 78 neighborhood between South Loop and Chinatown. There's the L train crossing here. We're on Jackson Street here, and we'll head back towards State Street. Hey, Michael Rodriguez, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in there. Travell. Yeah, it's too cold. Yeah, watch out for the police there, Travell. Yeah, we don't want that to happen. Yeah. I hear you. It's too cold. Thanks for tuning in. You can watch virtually here. That's what we're doing here. I do this at lunch. Usually we walk on TikTok in the morning. At night, I'm always downtown because I work downtown. And so people are like, get out of the downtown. I'm like, I'm a lazy live streamer. This is what it's easy for me to stream. There you go to Luke's Chicago style sandwiches, Italian beef. Yeah, and here's look at these columns for lease. They're talking about turning this into, well, I think there's a business club in here, right? There's like a business club down here on Jackson and Wells. I'll look into that. It's on the upper levels here. But here we're back to Wells Street here, Loop of Chicago. Am I zoomed out? I'm zoomed in too much. That's what. Sorry, I was making probably everybody sick by being zoomed in too much there. Hey, thanks. Yeah, thanks for the thumbs up there. See, we're under the Quincy stop here on the Wells Street side of the Loop. This is like an historic station here. And one side's funny, only the brown line's on one side and all the other trains are on the other side. It's just the way this station is. Here we'll cross here. Looking the other way, that's looking where the L makes a bend there at Van Buren, but this is looking up Wells here. So here we'll go right back to LaSalle Street, and we'll go under the Board of Trade here. We'll get some nice views of some of the, look at the details in this building. Look how the sun hits that. This is part of the Federal Reserve, this Art Deco masterpiece that you know is the terminus of LaSalle Street. So, you know, all roads lead to the Board of Trade. It's that classic, the street dead ends into a 50-story skyscraper that was built in 1929. And we got 19 degrees, at least that's what that Yeah. So here, financial. Look at the columns here, the Federal Reserve. That goes down to LaSalle Street Station. Remember, sometimes we walk down to LaSalle Street Station. That's a commuter station. It gets you down to a lot of Beverly in the south suburbs. Beverly is still in the city of Chicago. It's a neighborhood. Chicago Board of Trade. Look at that. Look at that detail. Look at there's an Indian, Native American, American Indian on one side, and there's some like Druid guy on the other side. I don't know what he is. And at the top, they got the Ceres statue, the goddess, the Greek goddess of grain, Ceres there. And of course, the Romans had their own version. And here we are. Yeah, let's go over and we'll cross here. Here's LaSalle Street looking north. We were up there. And this is right underneath the Board of Trade here. Financial heart of historically of city Chicago here. And what time we got here? 12:37. Yeah, we'll take a peek at the Rookery here. Here's the Federal Reserve Bank of Chicago, and they got a money museum there. We've got a YouTube where we go through the money museum there. Wintrust Bank is right here. See how these buildings mirror each other? They look the same. Look at the Board of Trade there. Look at that. There's an alarm going off. Central Standard, 90th Meridian. Hey, look at these paintings. So I know most of you've already seen the inside of the Rookery building. This is a Burnham and Root masterpiece built in 1888 at the corner of Adams and LaSalle. And look at that facade there. If you've seen the 2000 movie What Women Want with Helen Hunt, they use the inside of that. See, there's always some people sitting in cars. They get freaked out when I walk around their cars with the camera. They think I'm filming them. Everybody's paranoid that I'm filming them when I'm filming something else. Here's Chicago landmark. Burnham and Root, 1886. I thought it was 1888, but it's 1886. Lead gold. So here, we'll head right in here. The Rookery. How you doing? Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, the security's really nice in here. As long as you stay and you don't go up the stairs there, they'll let you come in here and film this amazing. Frank Lloyd Wright redesigned this. Originally it was Burnham and Root. And if I get back here, you can see the staircases here. Look at the light fixtures. We got many footage, much footage of this. So you're welcome to Chicago. Welcome to the inside of the Rookery building here. We're here on a cold January day because it's nice to come inside and check out this amazing interior. And then of course there's a second light well. The whole interior of the building is open there, and they can look down on the top of this. Again, Frank Lloyd Wright redesigned this. You can look at all these evolution of a beloved icon here. You can read all this renovation by Frank Lloyd Wright, 1905, William Drummond, 1931. They got these crazy stairwells. Actually, we're looking down from above. You see how it's that's what's above that. And then over here it shows the there's Burnham and Root, the architects there. And yeah. But hey, thanks for checking it out here. Look at even the elevators. Look at the detail on the elevators here. Thank you. Nice arch windows here. This is load-bearing walls. Well, it's a combination. It's a combination of load-bearing walls on the exterior. I think the interior is all steel and iron beams. And it's a hybrid. You see how thick the walls are here at the bottom. We just went inside the Rookery there, Burnham and Root. If you're ever down here, it's worth a peek just to go in and see it for yourself. And they're pretty nice. Just like going inside sometimes we go inside the Marquette building. It has that beautiful mosaic with the mother of pearl and all the Native American busts above the elevators in brass or gold or whatever they are. And yeah, Frank Lloyd Wright, the Rookery here, 209 South LaSalle. There's the address here. We're going, look at the detail above the door here. We're up close here, and it actually says Adams Street they etched it into the stone up there. You see how it says Adams Street up there? It's hard to read at the angle we're looking at it, but There's a Potbelly. So now we're on, we're on Adams Street. We're heading east. What time we got? 12:41. Good. It should give us enough time. Here, we'll go by Elephant Castle. Look, there's two Elephant Castles in the loop. There's this one, and then there's the one on Wabash that we'll probably walk by at some point, heading back to the office there. But hey, thanks for tuning in. We got 73 people on YouTube. This is great. Thanks for checking out some of the loop of Chicago. We got 19 degrees. Sometimes it says 17, sometimes it says 19. What's the difference? It's cold. And here, that's looking north on Clark Street. We're at Clark and Adams here. There's the Federal Plaza. There's the federal prisons down that way, the one that's a skyscraper. There's a food court in this building. And actually, yeah, let's cross the street here. We'll cross the street here at Adams. I can give you a peek inside the Marquette building to show you what exactly. I only stay in there for a minute, but I want to show you. We've shown it so many times. See, there's Burkhoff's restaurant. We got a tic-tac on that. One of the original German restaurants in the loop there. It's closed down, reopened. They have the #1 liquor license. These are Mies van der Rohe buildings. This is the Federal Plaza, the Kluzinski and Dirksen buildings. And then there's a post office here. And there's federal courthouses. There's the Calder statue. See it through the glass there, that red thing? That's the modernist Calder statue. And you know, he's done like some of the mobiles you see in airports and stuff. Modernist sculpture, mid-century modernist. And then the other Daily Plaza has the Picasso, but this has the Calder. -7 Celsius, yeah, it's pretty cold. Thanks, Juan. Thanks for the info. Hey, Jill, thanks for tuning in. Teresa B. Valparaiso, yeah, thanks for tuning in there. That's good. Hopeful and blessed. Yeah. So, we'll briefly go inside the Marquette building as long as the security is cool with it. And it always freaks me out when I turn a corner and someone's looking right at me. And they're like, oh, he's filming. Watch out. Watch out. There's the Marquette building. Of course, this is, I think this is Halliburton Roche. I'm not for sure. Don't quote me on that. But look at the beautiful, see, it shows the Joliet Marquette expedition, 1680s. 1680s, the French first came here. They contacted the Michigama and the Illini Confederation, and they wanted to wanted them to be allies with France because France claimed all this. That's why they did this. Look at this mother of pearl, this amazing mosaic. They got this one single column. How you doing, sir? Is it okay if I film here just a brief second? There you go, appreciate it. And look at the beautiful, they got the bust of the Native American chiefs of that time and the French voyageurs. And this is a historic lobby. I want to promote this building because it connects to, there's a food court right over on the other side here. Little Panther, here's Chicago, Chicagou. He was Michigama. He went to visit King Louis XV in France because at that time the colonial powers were courting all these Native American chiefs because they were, you know, the French was contesting this area with the British and the Spanish. And there's some of the French guys. There's Joliet there. And look, Big Snake. You can look these people up here. But look at this. This mosaic is priceless. This mother of pearl Tiffany. This is a Tiffany mosaic here that shows all the Joliet Marquette expedition here that happened in 1680. Oops. Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm just showing history of Chicago here. This is amazing here. This Marquette building here in Loop of Chicago here. Thank you. Appreciate it. And so it's nice security let me film in there. I appreciate it. And I just want to show it briefly. Got to make sure I don't fall on the blue line there. Sometimes I almost fall on the blue line because I'll be looking at the comments right here. Mary Therese, I'm glad you saw that. Yeah, Tito Kicks, Michael Rodriguez. The lake's starting to freeze over. Yeah, so the river, we started this on the Riverwalk. The river, it froze over, then it thawed out, and there's open water, but there's a lot of ice and chunks, and it looks like it's frozen. The lake is freezing over. It's mainly in the harbors and near the beaches, but further out, it's still open water. We'll see what it looks like on Saturday. I'm going to hope to go over to, on Saturday, on TikTok. I'm going to go over 11 a.m. this Saturday, January the 25th. They have a polar plunge. There's a polar plunge planned at Oak Street Beach. So I'm not going to jump in the water. I'm not that crazy, but I'll go and film it. And it's a good time. It's for charity. It's not the only polar plunge that's happening this year. They have other ones at other beaches and other cities. But this is the one that's happening this weekend. So we'll see if the lake's frozen when people are trying to jump in it this weekend. And I might go over there tomorrow. We might head over there. Today I want to check out the 311 South Wacker building here and get some footage to cut out here on YouTube. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. How you doing here? Now we're back out in the frigid 19-degree weather here. Yeah, Trevell, learned something new. See, we're all connected here. I learned stuff from people, stuff I missed in the comments. They're like, "Oh, did you know about this?" I'm like, "No, I didn't. I don't know everything." Here's the inland steel building. Now think of this. There's a lot of buildings now that they don't have a column on the corner. This was one of the first ones in the world not to have a column on the corner for a modernist building. And you can imagine how modern that looked in the late 50s, the early 1960s when this was built. This is the inland steel building, Skidmore, Owings and Merrill, right across from the Chase Bank here. And they're redoing the plaza, the Chagall mosaic there. We'll show you that once they get that back reopened, probably this spring. Who knows how long it's going to take. But the inland steel, and see how there's no windows here? The core, they put the core on the outside, and the main glass portion there has no core, so it's a large open floor plate. And that was a innovation for office high-rise design that was used in so many subsequent buildings after that. Inland steel building here in Chicago. I'm not an architect. I'm like George Costanza. I just play one on TV. Here's CIBC Theater. I work with architects. That's how I learned half this stuff. Here, Majestic Building. Work with engineers too, structural engineers. Structural engineers, it's amazing the math they have to do, the calculus. There's the Palmer House Hilton right there. You know, I have no idea which one's safer or best. I mean, Chicago statistically is probably less safe than New York per capita. New York has its share of crime, and all the big cities do. It's all relative, you know. Anything that bad can happen in Chicago can happen to you in New York City as well. I personally like Chicago. I like New York. New York's more hustle and bustle. New York is the center of our culture and economy. Chicago, we're more a Midwest center. It's less dense in Chicago. It's less crowded. It's a little less expensive in Chicago, but we have harsher winters, and people will make fun of you more if you live in Chicago because they just do. You know, it's easy to make fun of Chicago. We got a lot of problems, but New York has a lot of problems too. And but New York has so many advantages. So does Chicago. I really like visiting New York. It always has a special place in my heart. But I choose to live in Chicago. I have friends that live in New York City. I have friends that live in Brooklyn, and I've been there, stayed with them at their place. Went all over Manhattan and Queens and Brooklyn. Now I'm deaf. Man, that was loud. Hearing loss, I'll sue the city. But here's the Carson Prairie Scott building. Louis Sullivan designed this. I don't know if Adler was still a part of it. This is called the Gothic Target now. You know, affectionately, it was Carson Prairie Scott, which was a department store like Marshall Field's, but in the top, they call that the Sullivan Center. Hey, there was a Rat Fink. There was Rat Fink on the, but they lost their bumper, so they lose style points because they don't have a bumper, but they had a Rat Fink on the side of their vehicle and making a bunch of noise like jerks. Here we're back to Madison Street here. Here comes the snowplow. Here comes the snowplow coming down State Street. Nothing to plow though. Where are you going there, plow? But here's the Carson Prairie Scott here. We'll cross the street so we can get you some more footage of it. Now they call it the Sullivan Center. It's the Target, the Gothic Target. I shop at that Target. I've gone in there and bought shoes. There's State Street. See the Chicago theaters right up there. But I'm heading back to work. We got 12:51. So here we'll cross right here at State Street. Look at that beautiful entrance to the Carson Prairie Scott here. There's a TJ Maxx Burlington coat store here. We'll head right over to Wabash. And here's State Street, that great street here. There's the green line heading through here. Yeah, look at that beautiful cast iron, wrought iron facade there, Louis Sullivan, the amazing detail. You can check it out. It's another, even if you go on the inside, the columns are nice. Canada, thanks for tuning in there, our friends from the north there. I'm glad you're here to attest. People are always like, oh, it's so cold in Chicago, how can you deal with it? I'm like, what about everybody that lives in Canada? You know, all my friends in Canada, this is nothing. You know, you deal with much colder temps. People were telling me how cold it was getting in certain areas of Canada. Much colder than here. So thanks for tuning in there. Well, of course, Vancouver's a lot of times warmer than Chicago, as is Seattle. But here, we'll go by Reckless Records. Here's Reckless Records right here in the Loop. They're all over. There's Reckless Records in Milwaukee, up in Wicker Park. I think there's one on Belmont too. But here we're underneath the Madison and Wells Street, Washington and Wells L-line station here. We'll head up to Washington. Yeah, we'll cross the street here. We'll head up Wabash here. We'll go past the jewelry district, the landmark Diamond Center here, Jewelers Row here. There's the Link station here. Welcome to Chicago. We got there's the Trump Tower here. We'll head straight up Wabash here. 19 degrees. Jewelers Row here, Wabash, Washington Wabash Station. There's a bunch of people over there. Something's going on in Burlington Coat Factory. That's good. Indoor golf club, play 18. They got an indoor golf club here. I don't know much about it. Look at all the jewelry here. Wilma's. Yeah, further north you got it there. And please let me, as an American here, to all my Canadian friends, I would like to, as an American, distance myself from any statements our current president is making about Canada and Greenland and Mexico and renaming the Gulf of Mexico. I think that's a bunch of hot air. And but that's just my opinion. It's a big bluffing game, so just call us bluff, and then he'll just call you he'll just make some pejorative nickname for you, and you'll just have to take it, because we got to stroke his ego. Oh, poor Donald, you hurt his feelings. Oh, you'll feel the wrath of Don there. Oh, poor Donald there. He rules the world. What a bit heavy burning. I saw him at Davos there. You know, look at all the wealthy billionaires and trillionaires at Davos, and then they gotta sit there and let Trump have his speech there, threaten NATO, whatever, pull out of the climate accords. What a great guy. I'm joking. Here's the Garland building. See, we lost heaven on 7. We lost heaven on 7. There used to be one of my favorite, if not my favorite, New Orleans style Cajun restaurants in Chicago. Heaven on 7, it's gone. We lost it to the pandemic. Here comes the L train here. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago here. We're heading up Wabash. Here comes an orange line heading to Midway. There it goes. Look at the beautiful Jewelers building. Next, you know, it's south of the river. The Trump building is north of the river there. The Trump building is technically 1,200 feet tall because of that spire. Second tallest building in Chicago. There's the Jewelers building. They use that in the Transformers. And those cupolas there, those used to house water tanks for the fire suppression system. That building was built in 1925, before there was air conditioning. Isn't that amazing? You build a building that tall without air conditioning. But we don't think about stuff like this. Indoor plumbing. At the same time they were creating the pressurized flushable toilet, they were developing skyscrapers. So they had a hard time pushing water up that many floors, so they had to build storage tanks, and they used gravity. Isn't that amazing? So here we'll wait to cross here. There's the top of the Smurfing Stone there. We're still here on Wabash here. Yeah, isn't that amazing? Look, Juan, look at this amazing. It's called the Jewelers Building, built in 1925. It actually had elevators at the bottom that could lift cars because, see, we're on Jewelers Row, so a lot of diamond jewelers had offices in there, and they would want it to drive in their cars. And so it was during 20s and 30s when Prohibition was going on, so they were worried about getting robbed by the syndicate, you know. And there used to be the Stratosphere Club at the top. People erroneously, including me, used to say that Al Capone had a speakeasy in the cupola at the top. He didn't. He was in jail before all that happened. It was called the Stratosphere Club. Now Hellman Jan is called Jan Associates because Hellman Jan passed away tragically in a bike accident a few years ago. Hellman Jan, the architect from Chicago, he used to have his conference room up there, and I think they still do. I think Jan Associates still controls it. Imagine having meetings in that room up there with the dome, and Hellman Jan redid the interior to his liking. But here we're in Chicago, we're in Wabash here. We'll get the L train round. See, we're over to the other Elephant Castle. There's another Elephant Castle. Look at that. Wow. Oh, there's an empty storefront. Lots of empty storefronts. Hey, there's the Brown Line. There's the Brown Line. It's got around the bend here. Wabash. So this is the corner where the train fell off in the late 1970s. In the late 1970s, the L train fell off, so people were killed. It was horrible. But here's Elephant Castle. There's the Trump Tower, and there's the Jewelers Building. Well, hey, thanks for coming along on our little tour of the Loop of Chicago. There's that building. It looks like it's a parking garage. It looks like a grill of a car, an old car. You drive in where the tires are there. So there's restaurant space available there. Mammoth Poke Ramen. Here's the Elephant Castle. So here I'm going to head back to work here. We got 12:58. Thanks everybody for tuning in on our little loop walk. You can watch the full rerun there on YouTube. Go to the live tab. And then tonight I'll be back on TikTok. And don't forget, this Saturday, January the 25th, 11 a.m., they're going to do a polar plunge there at Oak Street Beach. If I can get motivated, get out of bed, I'll go over there and get you some footage. And if you miss it, there'll still be reruns. Don't worry about watching it live. You know, we've got other stuff to do. I understand. So, hey, thanks for being a good audience. Thanks for taking it easy on me in the comments there. I appreciate it. Thanks to my moderators and everybody else, the regular lunch bunch here. We'll be back to TikTok tonight. And then tomorrow will be Friday, and we can ease into the weekend there. Hey, New Year's resolution. Yeah, thanks, Monkey Business. Thanks, Julie Reed there, Krista, Lorraine, John James, Juan, Michael Rodriguez there, all the Michaels. Big Glace there, how you doing there, big boy? And Audio Tinker. Here, let's try to get across the street here real quick. Lights about to change here. There's the Wrigley building. And I'm going to head back to work here, so thanks again. We'll see y'all later, same bat channel. You know the drill. And we'll see if it warms up at all over this weekend here. Thanks a lot. See ya. Yeah, see you, everybody. We'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot. All right, bye.